フルカウンター
Alright lads, welcome back. So today we're going to break down what are the best characters to level up first and to invest into first, so you actually have a massive advantage when playing a game, and especially when this game comes to global. These are the characters you definitely want to level up. So let's jump in at number 1, which is going to be your guaranteed SSR. So for me, obviously I pulled Lotus, and I really do recommend getting Lotus if you are planning to reroll, or if you want to start your global account in a few weeks time, coming out in July by the way. More info probably tomorrow about it, so stay tuned for that. But regardless of who you pulled, whether that be Jack, whether that be Real, or whether that be William, if you started off with an SSR, make sure to level that guy up. For me, obviously I went for Lotus, which I do recommend getting. He just got good AoE damage increases spawn, also extending debuffs, which can be helpful with your team. It's just one of the best characters, and I hate that it's him because who cares about Lotus, but his kit is just so good that you can't ignore it. The next is your seasonal character. After you defeat, I believe chapter 1 or somewhere to progress in chapter 2, you're going to get a key that's going to be able to unlock the Gateway of Destiny, and in that Gateway of Destiny you're able to select 3 characters: Mimosa, Asta, and also Yami. These are all characters that are currently out right now on the actual paid banner, and you can guarantee one for free. Yami is by far probably the best one, followed by Asta, followed by Mimosa. However, for me, I did pull Mimosa, and I think she's still good. They're all really, really good characters, and they all have their different uses, but what I want right now, and what a lot of you are going to want early game, is to be able to clear through a lot of the PvE quests and the hordes of enemies. So Yami having an AoE skill in this tier 2 is definitely going to be useful, but it doesn't matter even if you pull a character like Mimosa, because most that I did get, and honestly, she's helped me cheese a lot of bosses. The revive mechanic that she has, and the fact that I can just keep on healing through so many stages of bosses that I normally would die in. Obviously, Mimosa is going to fall out later on when you get towards the end stages, because you cannot out heal the DPS they do. But I think early game Mimosa is still not a bad choice. But I think the fact that these seasonal characters may be limited, and Yami is broken for both PvE and PvP, he's the one you want to go towards. But if you like Asta too, then go for him. Because we do get one Asta through story mode, so you don't necessarily need another Asta, but we'll talk about him in a second. Next is going to be Finral. Now, he's the only character on this list that is essentially not guaranteed. I mean, he's an SR, so you can eventually get him, but I know someone out there may not actually have him, but he is a must. My account jumped up, and the fact that I'm not able to clear stages that I wouldn't know would declare just because of him alone. He is by far an MVP and definitely the best SR in the game. The character generally does so much, from buffing up your attack, your speed, and even your crit rate. This is by far a must-have support, not to mention the second fastest speed in the game, so you're always going to start first, basically, and get those buffs off. And when you're struggling in PvE content, the guy is going to make you attack so much faster than your opponent that you're typically going to get 1 to 2 free turns in before the enemy can even attack. Pedal lowers his actual stamina decretion. It is a disgusting combo, and he's a character you definitely want to invest into early game. I mean, just going forth, he's going to be a character you want to use in any content that requires a good speed character, even PvP. It's just, the guy is insane. And honestly, if you haven't summoned him, I really recommend just summon just to get him. I mean, you eventually get him, of course, right? But honestly, when I summoned for Yami, I was obviously trying to get Yami, but I was also trying to get Finral. And when I pulled Finral, I was actually more excited to get him than Yami. I mean, I would have liked the Yami, don't get me wrong, right? But just getting SR Finral for the first time is a must-have. You have to have him. By far, the next best SR and the free character you get is SR Uno. Now, he's a green character, which is very important. If you're going against PvP characters, he's actually not a bad choice to bring, because right now there's a lot of bleed characters running around the meta, so having type advantage is always beneficial. Right now, there is this boss, and the first phase actually is blue. So having a good green DPS is going to be able to clear through phase 1 a lot easier and a lot faster, and that is where Yuna's going to shine a little bit. Not to mention the character has a really, really good kit. His single target skill has a chance to crit, and if it does crit, he then does an AoE attack. But also, if you do time it properly and he kills someone instead, he's also going to do another AoE attack. For the fact that this guy is an SR and you get him for free, the fact he can do good single target damage and also possible actual AoE damage too, he is going to make farming a lot faster, especially if you are free to play and you can't get the other characters in the game. He is by far the must-have character, and you're going to want to level him up because story right now. But also to mention the story mode. Story mode, obviously, you have to bring characters that typically appear in a story chapter or whatever that chapter is focused on. So obviously, you know, Noel and also Asta are very prominent characters in the Black Clover story, and these are characters you're forced to bring, so you're going to want to level them up anyway, right? You know, is using quite a lot of them, and since he actually is a good character, you might as well take him with you, because every single time you have to actually use him, you're just going to benefit from using him. And that's going to bring us on to the next character, and that's Asta. SR Asta is actually surprisingly a pretty good tank. I'm actually kind of shocked by what he can do. But obviously right now there is a SSR Asta, so if you have him, then you probably don't need to level this guy up, because you can use that Asta instead. But for many of us, if you are free to play, you're going to be stuck with this Asta, and there probably won't be an Asta for some time. There are some leaks in the files which indicate there are going to be 2 more Astas, so you know, maybe we'll be fine in the future. But Asta being obviously the main character, he's going to be used in a lot of quests. So he's a character you want to at least get to SSR, even you are. I mean, it's all free. You might as well take him to LR for free, right? It should also be mentioned that Yuno and Asta obviously being rivals and best friends. They actually are pretty good together in the game, both the SR and both the SR Asta. Yuno's ultimate does apply Incapacitate, and Asta on his tier 2 skill, if a character is lowered or affected by Capacitate, then Asta has a 30% chance to stun the enemy team. So once again, Asta and Yuno just a duo together, and to be fair, a lot of story content, especially the early stages, do require you to use both of them. So that is a combo you definitely want to take advantage of, because they are going to go a long way and help you clear bosses even easier. And in the final character, which may not be the best, but I feel like it might be helpful in the future, and that is Noel. Now, currently right now, and even from leaks that once again I can't really go into detail, there is no SSR Noel. Tragic, right? I mean, we're about to get the Seabed Temple arc sometime soon, and no Sea Dragon's Roar Noel. Tragic, right? But I do suspect that in the future we'll get an SSR Noel. But currently right now, there is no seasonal one, and there is no plans, I think, as it is right now, to get an SSR. So she is going to be a character you want to level up, because not only right now do you need her to be able to defeat some story quests, but in the future, when we do get towards the Seabed Temple arc, she is going to have a prominent role in actually defeating like Veto, for example, and she's a character you're going to be forced to use, so you might as well start leveling up now. Probably the last character I'll level up, but she's still a pretty decent character. Good shields, good actually against the raid bosses, because once again, giving your team shield when they're doing massive AoE damage actually isn't too bad. Alright, so it's going to be a quick honorable mention, because this has just kind of come up in the last few days now. The new raid boss is out, and you want to bring green characters during phase 1. And right now, we believe one of the best supports that may be worth leveling up just for that raid boss alone. Valdos is going to increase your stamina for basically all your characters, and also a little bit of attack as well. And also his ultimate is going to increase your stamina for all allies too. So it just means you're going to attack much faster for that one turn, which is going to make you clear the boss a lot more faster. And I think right now, from what I've seen, he is by far the go-to support for when you're bringing green characters during phase 1. Also, a decent character that I might start leveling up here is Also Go. She actually has a lot of ways to attack twice and just does good single target damage, and could be a decent character once again if you're just lacking that single target department. If you want to try and clear that phase 1 on more faster, will be type neutral and might be alright with it. So yeah, them two are pretty good characters for the actual raid boss right now, but once again, it's just come out and we don't really know what's the best right now, so we have to wait and see. So boys, thank you for watching. Let me know what characters you will be leveling up. It's been a few days since I've done the intro, and I've leveled up a few of my characters now. We're definitely going to finish Finral soon, and then work on Noel and probably Asta, because once again, I just can't put SSRs. I'm just stuck leveling up all these SRs. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.